Hey, HR friends, welcome back. So we are in day 5 of the 3-4 emotional 6.5 day sequence. Now, this is a tough one because this entire sequence, Health Reconnected, has been warning everybody about the increased social tension that's going to happen at the third person level. And at the end here, we posted a confirmation video of the timing of the attempted assassination on former President Trump. And this is super concerning because not only did we predict that this increased tension in the third person level was going to happen, but we specifically warned that it was going to create a likely unfortunate event. So in the last 24-hour period, you can see how there's lots of elevation. You see how there's a gap between the bottom of the graph and it starts up here all the way at level 2. This was a dual mental polarity flip. And at this moment in time, through halfway through yesterday's sequence, it flipped over and we came into a first person and a dual moment there. And anytime we get to one of these places where it's flipping a strong frequency like that, these are mental frequencies. These mess with people that have any kind of mental instability, okay? Any kind of emotional instability. This is the unseen pattern of chaos, and it is manipulating us through our defensive design. Even though electromagnetics in this next 24-hour period are going to come down, in truth, everyone is even more amped up than they were before. And you can see that even though third person has dropped down now, we've got first person agitation that's going to hold steady. So the dual polarity flip is going to stop right here. So in the first 12-hour section of this 24-hour period we're about to talk about, it's going to lay down a little bit and it's going to stay in a single polarity moment. And you can see how that extends out here. Now, unfortunately, we're getting to the end of the sequence, which means we're going to start to have emotional polarities starting to flip again, or that they're going to be reversing from a negative to a positive electromagnetic state. So not only do we have all of this agitation that happened in the first 5 days, now as we're transitioning into the next awareness, it's going to poke and prod us even more. High alert, high alert, high alert. Everybody needs to do their best to stay as calm as they can because these agitations, what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop us from achieving the only objective that exists in this space-time reality. This is a mathematical construct. It's that simple. And because it's a construct, it has a designed objective. And the objective is to balance this team. You see, we're all born into this team. We're all born sons and daughters. And we're supposed to have leaders on the team. These are the team captains right here, all right? And they're supposed to be teaching these teammates how to stay cooperative and how to work together as an interconnected family within interconnected communities, within an interconnected nation. And these nations are supposed to interconnect and work together at the world level. And that's just not happening right now. Why? It's because of these polarity moments. We don't realize what's happening because this is unseen. These are the electromagnetics that are agitating our defensive design, and they're getting us to fight amongst one another. Okay. And it's getting us to stop balancing our choices and not commit to the team. Now, this team not only has to get along, but has to understand the focus. You have to know the design of what this is. And the design is all about balancing at the family, the individual, the world, and the national level. What does that mean? It means that every individual that's part of this team, they should have a routine that reflects their contributions to the team. And if they are overinvesting in any of these areas, it means they're underinvesting in other areas. Now, it's obvious pretty much everybody has been over-investing in their own families and their own individual ways of thinking and doing things. And they've been neglecting their responsibilities to cooperate and be team leaders where we're working towards something that's not only going to keep our individuals and families together and productive and cooperative, but how we're going to take these individuals and families and start to get them working in a way where we can start to minimize all of the chaos that we are being forced to experience, both at the national level, the world level, and our climate is directly related to this. How so? Well, in space-time reality, everything is interconnected. Every individual's choice accumulates to create a collective effect. So not only if we choose not to be balanced as an individual, does that affect our individual body, But when a whole nation of people decide not to be balanced, not only does it hurt their individual bodies, but it's gonna hurt the nation or the geographic location that we share. That is what's amplifying weather events. So when people decide to come together as a team and they decide to invest in equality and balance and making sure they're contributing, then guess what happens? You're in perfect alignment with these frequencies. Why is that important to know? Because these frequencies are testing us. If we decide to be defensive, if we decide to be destructive, then these frequencies destroy us from the inside out. You see, you can't avoid these frequencies. They govern us, they surround us, they're all around you. And if you choose to be unbalanced, it means you're going to take destructive interference. What does that do? Well, what that does is it's what creates aging. It's what creates future states of disease, and it's what makes sure that we all are gonna die. That's how this works, that's why death is inevitable. Now, if you wanna know where your future states of disease are gonna be, it's this simple. If you don't get along with teammates, you don't do these perspectives and balance them, it's gonna affect those quadrants of your body. The first person perspectives and the third person perspectives on either side of this 6.5 day sequence is telling you exactly where it will go. If you're out of balance with leadership on the feminine side and you're not taking time to contribute to your nation, you are gonna have left upper quadrant issues in your body. I don't have to go through each one of these. This is how simple it is. If you have right lower quadrant problems, these are the relationships. Health Reconnected is making this so clear, so simple. We've created technology that will allow you to confirm this. It is undeniable once you start to pay attention to this, and it's undeniable when we look at what's happening at the world and the nation right now. We have a bunch of teammates that have not been playing together at the team. They have not been leading. They have not been doing what they would need to do to inspire others and encourage others to balance their routines. We cannot elect people to balance us. Everyone has to decide to become part of this team. No one is going to lead you to balance. Only you, your choices alone, and how you decide to interact with this team and interact in this collective shared reality is what's going to make things better. If we don't do that, unfortunately, then this is a negative feedback loop. It is going to continue to teach us through destructive interference. All right, that's enough about that. I'm a little excited here because of how obvious it is and how big the tensions are and the divisions are and how serious our weather is starting to become. This is super, super important that we start to understand this together and we start to turn this corner together. All right, so this is the 24-hour period we're going to talk about. And you can see when this 24-hour period starts off, we've got quite a upswing here in the combined electromagnetics. We've got peaks at first and third person. So when this 24-hour sequence starts, high alert. Then you can see in the second 12 hours, we also have peaks that combine, high alert. If you've got good internet, you go to healthreconnected.com's homepage, and we have a live feed set to universal time. It's got a time bar that goes right through this, and I promise you, every time you're upset, every time you wanna lash out at somebody, every time somebody irritates you open up our website and look at that live feed, and you will see, "Oh, I'm being agitated, and I just didn't know it." That's exactly what this is. That's how important this message is to get out to people. We are designed to be destructive. We are designed to be defensive. We are designed to be aggressive, and it takes the awareness of knowing what's happening in this unseen. It also takes the willpower to stop yourself from being duped by it. Okay, that's simple. That's simple. We definitely need to take this serious. All right, alignments today. In this 24-hour period, brutal again. Okay, we've got 21.5 hours upper stuff again. So I warn people when this is going on, expect to feel stuff in the upper quadrants of the body. Why? It's obvious. Our nation and world are out of balance right now. There are going to be a lot of people with stiff necks. There are going to be a lot of people with headaches. There are going to be a lot of people with sinus problems. There's going to be a lot of people that are struggling with their memory. People that are bipolar, people that have any kind of mental or emotional instability, this is going to be very agitating to them. Please understand this because if you're somebody that can stay calm and collected, they're going to need you during this alignment. And this has been going on for some time. And then with all this other chaos that's unfolding, I tried to warn everybody how tough this 3-4 was going to be, and it's delivering. Okay. I'm sorry it's happening this way. We definitely need to up our ante here. All right. So that's the biggest alignment we have to be concerned about. We've got a couple more we're going to talk about here as well. We're going to talk about this PE. It's a real short one. It's this guy right down here. We're not going to really worry about this one. Now, this is also going to be hitting as this and this are happening. And the reason I'm kind of grouping them all together, they're all coming to the same part. They're all going to go to the left and right lower quadrants of the body. So in the first 12 hours of this sequence, expect upper quadrant stuff. In the second 12 hours of this sequence, expect lower quadrant stuff. And these alignments, these are when two hands of the clock come together and it's testing you on a specific area of relationship. And if that relationship, if it's a teammate you don't get along with, or if it's a perspective you're not balancing with, then what it means is it's highly likely that you're going to feel something unfortunate. Because if you're unbalanced in these moments, you're going to experience destructive interference. That's just how it works. Okay, so very important. If you have pain, if you have dysfunction, if things go sideways, document the times, come to our website, use our software. It'll show you the exact relationships that are leading to that unfavorable result for you. We're here to help, but we can't help you unless you want to help yourself. All right. So now we're going to talk about macro position, and you can see that we're a little bit stacked up here on this left side. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means we have 4 on the right side. More likely that we're going to feel stuff on the left and the right, but these alignments are strong, and these alignments are testing both upper and lower quadrant. And if I was in practice, I'm saying this, people are going to be feeling the upper stuff. Neck, shoulder tension, eyes, sinus, hearing problems, headaches, all that stuff, heart, lungs, and I wouldn't be surprised if people are still getting sick and feeling pretty tough as far as that goes. This will run down immune function. All right. As far as testing sequence, left upper, pretty strong. Left lower, pretty strong. And then the right upper and right lower, maybe not as much. Again, upper is going to be our biggest concern. All right. So this is the electromagnetics for the rest of 2024. You can see this is far from over. We got a roller coaster ride of unseen electromagnetic chaos, and it's going to try to just keep pushing us and keep amplifying this until we self-destruct. That's what this is. That's what a negative feedback loop is. That's why death is inevitable, right? Now, does that mean that we can't make this better? We definitely can. That is exactly why we're sharing this awareness. That's exactly why we're showing you what's happening and what's trying to agitate you from within, because that's what's stopping us from getting along. It's that simple. All right, here it is. We're ending here. This is the featured electromagnetic confirmation video. Take the time to check this out. I specifically show the electromagnetics at the time and explain why it was a highly likely moment that something unfortunate like that would happen. And for people that try to protect our higher leadership, they want to know about this. I promise you that. All right, we'll see you in the next 24 hours. Hang tight. We're going to make it through this.